Welcome to Mlc TV News Hour, reaching you live from the city of Lokoja, the Kogi state capital. I am Fatima Yakub. The headlines. Buhari appoints DOYIN SALAMI Chief Economic Advisor. Naval women endorse YAHAYA BELLO for 2023 presidency. And NOVAK DJOKOVIC will compete at Australian Open with medical exemption. Now, the news in detail. President Muhammadu Buhari has appointed the foremost professor of economics, DOYIN SALAMI, as his chief economic advisor. SALAMI was until now the chairman of the Presidential Economic Advisory Council. A 1989 doctorate degree graduate in economics of Queen Mary College, University of London. DOYIN SALAMI, 59, is the managing director and head markets practice at Kainos Edge Consulting Limited and member of the adjunct faculty at the Lagos Business School, Pan Atlantic University, where he recently attained the rank of senior fellow associate professor. SALAMI was also a member of the Monetary Policy Committee of the Central Bank of Nigeria. Presidential spokesperson Femi Adesina said in a statement that Chief Economic Advisor to the President is expected to address all issues on the domestic economy and present views on them to the President, closely monitor national and international developments, trends and develop appropriate policy responses, develop and recommend to the President national economic policies to foster macroeconomic stability, promote growth, create jobs, and eradicate poverty, among others. The federal government has appointed Professor Baba Issa as acting medical director for the newly established Federal Neuropsychiatric Hospital, Budegba in Kwara State. This is contained in a release by the Minister of State for Health, Dr. Olurumbe Mamora, and signed by the Permanent Secretary, Federal Ministry of Health, M. Maman, adding that the appointment took effect from January 1st, 2022. In a letter, Mamora said, "I write to convey the approval of the Honorable Minister of Health for State for a secondment to oversee the affairs of the newly established Federal Neuropsychiatric Hospital, Budegba, Kwara State. The Minister of State for Health has also mandated Office of the Chief Medical Director of the University to release, along with the acting CMD, some medical officers such as consultant psychiatrists, psychiatrist nurses, pharmacy technicians, medical laboratory scientists, clinical psychologists, and social health workers. Others are administrative officers and accountants to ensure smooth takeoff of healthcare services in the hospital." Professor Issa, until his appointment, was of the Department of Behavioral Sciences, Faculty of Clinical Sciences, College of Health Sciences, University of Ilorin. He is a member, Faculty of Psychiatry, West African College of Physicians, West African Postgraduate Medical College, October 2001. He is a recipient of many honors, a member and fellow of several bodies where he has held different leadership positions, among which is chairman, Nigerian Medical Association, Kwara State Chapter, where he was elected in the year 2020. Women from Nigeria's 19 northern states have declared their support for Governor YAHAYA BELLO of Kogi State, naming him as their choice candidate to run for president in 2023. The group under the Aegis YAHAYA BELLO Network, YBN, made this known when they paid a visit to Bello at the Kogi State Governor's Lodge, Abuja. Hadiza Ahmad, chairperson of the YBN, said all of those that have shown intentions to run for president 2023, Bello is their preferred choice considering all his achievements as governor of Kogi State. Ahmed said that the achievement of Bello and seeing him as his best person to succeed President Muhammadu Buhari in 2023 have prompted a lot of Nigerians and the YBN urging him to contest for president. She said that Bello has shown good leadership in Kogi State, which can be seen across all sectors. She also applauded the governor for being the most youth and women-friendly governor in the country, which has gotten him a lot of international and national recognitions and awards. She said, "Bello understands the need of youth and women because he interfaces and works with them, which is what we want to be brought to the national level, because that is what Nigerians are also clamoring for in 2023. In his response, Bello appreciated the group for saying him worthy to be the right person to take over from President Buhari in 2023. Bello said he has responded to their request to contest for president in 2023, promising not to fail them. The governor also said, "I am very happy to receive you women today, and you are the first group I'm receiving in 2022 calling on me to run as president." Bello said since last year, a lot of groups have been calling on him to run for president, and he has accepted their call and promised not to disappoint them and all of Nigerians. Bello said just as his administration has led for a united Kogi state, he will also ensure a united, safe and secure Nigeria. Governors from the South, under the aegis of South Governors Forum, are no longer on the same page on their earlier resolution that political parties in the country, especially the ruling All Progressive Congress and the People's Democratic Party, must not field any northerner as presidential candidate for the 2023 general elections. It was gathered that one of the southern governors who was present at the two meetings where the resolution was made confirmed the development. According to him, many of his colleagues have listened to the voice of reason and have somehow agreed that throwing the ticket open to all aspirants where the best person will emerge is the best thing to do in the interest of peace and development of the country. He added that some of his colleagues have also agreed with those who declared their resolution on zoning as unconstitutional and that Nigerians should not allow ethnic or regional considerations determine who becomes the president into the year 2023 general election. It will be recalled that there has been a sharp division among the 36 state governors on the issue of zoning of the presidential tickets of the political parties, while the APC, PDP and All Progressives Grand Alliance governors from the southern part of the country insisted that the presidency must shift to the south in 2023. The PDP and APC governors in the Northern Governors Forum rejected the demand, saying it negates the position of the Nigerian Constitution. The 17 southern governors from the APC, PDP and ABGA at their meeting in Lagos in July last year had issued a communique where they agreed that the presidency should be zoned to southern Nigeria in 2023 when President Muhammadu Buhari completes his second term. Vice President Yemi Osibanjo has informed President Muhammadu Buhari of his intention to run for president in 2023 and sought the blessing of his principal, who did not make immediate commitments. Report gathered that Osibanjo's move came when he met with Mr. President on New Year's Day with the mindset that his ambition will see a gradual but consistent upswing, if more to honesty and uprightness from the beginning. According to the administration officials familiar with the development, Osibanjo said he was not looking to ambush and railroad the president into endorsing him and has long acknowledged that it might take uncommon fortitude to tilt the president's support towards himself. According to the official who was present at the meeting, it remained unclear when Osibanjo first made up his mind about running for president, but sources said his chances of getting his principal support became complicated after he was allegedly recorded discussing how Buhari was not likely to make it through his presidency and gloated about how he would succeed him. The Odua People's Congress (OPC) says it has no connection with Vice President Yemi Osibanjo. Former Lagos Governor Bola Tinubu and Ekiti Governor Kayode Fayemi Publicity Secretary Yinka Oguntimehi said the organization was not involved with the mega accord of 57 civil society groups rooting for Southwest presidential candidates. In a statement, he said those who dropped the name of OPC during a meeting at the weekend were engaging in fraud. The spokesman said the Are Gani Adams-led body at no time announced it was mobilizing for any politician or party. He maintained that Nigeria's problem can only be solved through restructuring to allow regions develop at their own pace, as it was in 1960 and 1963 constitutions. Oguntimei told the public that those masquerading as OPC members have no ideals, programs or activities. When anything happens in Yoruba land, you don't hear their voices except during election or when they are paid to issue statements against us. Even if an angel emerges the president of the nation today, without restructuring, nothing will change for the better. That their position on the future of Nigeria is clearly stated in their belief in restructuring. That is why the route for regionalism as the best option for peace and stability. The statement warned persons and groups using the OPC to gain relevance or influence to stop or face appropriate actions. The All Progressives Congress (APC) Zamfara State Chapter has said that the state governor, Bello will now resign contrary to the recent call by the People's Democratic Party for the governor to resign. The opposition People's Democratic Party had a press conference addressed by the state chairman of the party, Bala Mande, called on the governor to resign because of his failure to address the security challenges bedeviling the state. Mande had alleged that while many citizens of the state were killed, the governor is in Niger Republic public enjoying himself, leaving its people in a state of despair and hopelessness. Addressing a press conference in Gusau, the publicity secretary of the party, Yusuf Idris, alleged that the PDP was solely behind banditry activities in the state as most of their members were involved in mining activities. Idris alleged that mining activity that was viewed as a major reason for banditry in the state was controlled by the majority of the PDP stalwarts in the state, including a former Minister of Defense. Governor Hope Uzodinma of Imo State has described Senator Rochas Okorocha as his biggest headache. Uzodinma said this at the Stakeholders Forum, which held in the state on Tuesday. Uzodinma has said he would use the occasion of the Stakeholders Forum to name those sponsoring insecurity in the state. However, speaking on the occasion, Uzodinma acknowledged that the statement from him heightened tension. He said rather than naming them, he would allow security agents who had identified them to do so without interference. He accused politicians and the media of creating unnecessary tension and apprehension in the state. Governor Samuel Ortom of Benue State have partially dissolved the State Executive Council with the sacking of 8 commissioners. This was revealed in a statement by Secretary to the State Government, Professor Anthony Ijoho, issued in Makurdi, indicated that 8 commissioners were, however, retained. According to the statement, those retained include the Attorney General and Commissioner for Justice, Michael Gusa, Commissioner of Health and Human Services, Dr. Joseph Mbeer, Commissioner of Finance, David Olufo, and Commissioner for Land, Survey and Solid Minerals, Bernard Unenge. Others are Commissioner of Housing and Urban Development and Supervising Commissioner for the Ministry of Information, Culture and Tourism, Ekpe Ogbu, Commissioner of Energy, Science and Technology, overseeing Ministry of Education, Dr. Godwin Oyiwona. On the list were the Commissioner of Women Affairs and Social Development, overseeing Ministry of Youth and Sport Development, Lazugwe Igirgi, and Commissioner of Rural Development, overseeing Ministry of Water Resources, Victor Okaha. Meanwhile, the commissioner nominees, according to the statement, include former lawmaker Dr. Kester Kienge, Engineer Ogu Sachia, Agbata Rodney, Michael Inaleu, Agba St. Jamin, Anan, Dr. Jane Aja, Sawan Tamongo, and Levi Ngoha. The outgoing commissioners were advised to hand over to the permanent secretaries in their respective ministries. In grand display of pomp and circumstance, Osun workers welcomed and ushered in the state governor Adeboyega Oyetola into the office after the Yuletide. They lauded the contributions of the governor to the growth and development of civil service in the state, as manifested in the priority given to their welfare and well-being since assumption of office. This is even as the governor presented cars and other star prizes facilitated by the government to outstanding workers for their commitment and dedication to duty, saying their unflinching support, cooperation, and understanding had been magnanimous. The workers received the governor at the main gate of the state government secretariat with solidarity songs and fanfare to demonstrate their gratitude and appreciation for his passion and love for the state workforce. The workers, led by State Chairman, Nigeria Labour Congress, Jacob Adekomi, and the head of service, Dr. Festus Olowoboyega Oyebade, trekked with the governor from the gate to the governor's office parking lot, the venue of the yearly interreligious prayer session organized to mark the first work day and herald the new year. The elated, enthusiastic, and jubilant workers were seen with pro-government banners with different inscriptions such as "Osun workers are saying thank you. We are solidly behind you and the administration. Thank you for being there for us," among others. The Kogi State Head of Service, Hannah Odiyo, FCIA, has sent a congratulatory message to the state public civil servants in the service of Kogi State government for witnessing yet another new year. The head of service enjoined the workers to approach their work with great sense of commitment, discipline, sincerity, and responsibility as they resume for duties after the Christmas and New Year festivities. The Kogi State Head of Civil Service, Hannah O. Odiyo, made the statement in her office while felicitating with workers on the successful celebration of Christmas and the beginning of the New Year. The head of service assured the workers of the preparedness of the state government under YAHAYA BELLO, the executive governor of Kogi State, to provide necessary enabling and conducive working environment or conditions for efficient service delivery. She stressed the need for workers to be patient with government, loyal and dedicated to their duties. In addition, said that it is necessary to imbibe the spirit of Christmas, which is premised on love, forgiveness, humility, and dedication to the service of God and humanity. The head of civil service expressed her deepest appreciation and gratitude to the entire workforce for their understanding, perseverance, support, and cooperation with the state government even in the face of daunting challenges. A former Attorney General and Commissioner for Justice in Oyo State, Michael Lana, has risen an objection to the claim that the next in line to the Olubadan, Lekan Balogun, is next to Olubadan. Obasali Wadetunji, the 41st Olubadan, passed on early Monday at the age of 93. Balogun is believed to be the next to step in. However, in a letter written to Governor Seyi Makinde dated January 3rd, 2022, Lana said that the former governor, Abiola Ajimobi, never thought of the legal implications of installing Baales as Obas in Ibadan land. Lana wrote, "Kindly note, Your Excellency, that your predecessor in office, without thinking of the legal effects of his actions on the future of Ibadan traditional institution, conferred the title of Obaship on some high chiefs and baales and gave them the right to wear beaded crowns and coronets in 2017. Lana reminded Makinde that the conferment was nullified by Alakija, a high court judge, for being in contravention of both the chief's law and the Ibadan chieftaincy customary law. The Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps in Kwara State has created a female squad to man security in schools across the state. The newly established squad is set up to checkmate the abduction of students from the schools. The state commandant of NSCDC, Makinde Iskil Akinla, announced this in Ilorin, the state capital, while briefing journalists on the activities of the agency in 2021. The commandant said the agency will deal ruthlessly with vandals this year in its efforts to prevent economic sabotage and safeguard government installations and other properties. He added that agency will work in conjunction with the Nigeria Customs Service to tackle smugglers in the border towns across the state. Ayla also hinted about the preparedness of NSCDC to keep 24-hour surveillance on correctional centers to forestall any breach of security in the facilities. He said that the agency will intensify efforts on the training of its officers, especially on how to handle weapons, intelligence and information gathering to further aid their performance. The Human and Environmental Development Agenda, HEVA, Resources Center expressed dissatisfaction over the widely reported arrest of some security guards and a passerby who is a widow with 3 children at Brooks Estate in Magodo, Lagos, alleged by Lagos State Commissioner of Police Hakeem Odumosu. On Saturday, January 4th, 2022, Chairman Header Surajo Larewaju in a statement said it was reported and admitted by the force that the Commissioner of Police was on a private social visit to a friend holding a function in the estate, thus was expected to act in a civil manner to befitting his class in the society. He added that it was expected of Odumosu to show a sense of mental maturity by playing by the rules guiding the entry and exit of the estate executed by the security guards. Olariwaju said, "As we know, there are rules guiding every territory since the commissioner was not going for a war, where protocol in an environment may be thwarted. One expects him to follow the unbureaucratic due process at the main gate as it is obtained in every organized crime." He added, more so in 2021, Justice Akintayo Aluko of the Federal High Court in Lagos State ordered the Inspector General of Police, Usman Baba, to obey an order seeking the release of truck unlawfully seized and detained by the Divisional Crime Officer of the Isolo Police Division, Lagos State, since December 21st, 2020. Under the watch of CP Odumosu, Odumosu reportedly ordered the arrest of 4 security guards over their refusal to let him into Brooks Estate, Magodo. Adekunle Ajisebutu, the spokesperson for the Lagos Police Command, had confirmed the CP's order in a statement. Adekunle had explained that his statement was to debunk reports making the rounds that the police boss locked down the estate during his visit. You're still watching MLC TV. We'll be right back after a short break.
Mlc TV Online is here. For your timely and reliable news that reaches you fast with the breaking news, choose MLC TV. Get human interest stories right here on MLC TV with entertainment, sports, business, culture, tourism, and fashion news stories all featured on Mlc TV. Not forgetting political and current affairs news, state and federal government and people's matters will be discussed regularly on Mlc TV. Mlc TV, your one-stop online destination for unbiased, accurate news, entrepreneur ideas, and youth matters to the rest of the world. MLC TV, reaching everywhere, informing everyone.
Welcome back. Governor BELLO Empowerment Program, in collaboration with the non-governmental organization CCare Foundation, have given startup grant to some individuals from the newly created polling unit across Ganaja Geregu ward. Speaking at the disbursement of the grant, the chairman committee organizing the program, Ohiemi Atai and Ganaja Geregu community in Ajakuta local government, said the beneficiaries were given the grant upon completion of a financial inclusion and entrepreneurship training. According to him, the fund will enable them start a business and make them self-reliant in view of the unemployment in the country. He noted that this was the maiden edition of the empowerment scheme for Ganaja Geregu community, assuring that more women and youth will benefit from GYBC Care Foundation. Speaking at the occasion, the committee member for Ganaja, Mohammed Idris Omali, called on all eligible voters in the community to obtain their voters' card to enable them take decisions for the state and the nation. Some beneficiaries, Juliana Moses and Peter Opalu, commended the initiative of GYB and CCare Foundation for giving them the opportunity, adding that creating more polling units in Ganaja Geregu community will bring more development to the area. In its usual way of reaching out to people, the Babatunde Irukera Foundation has distributed food items including bags of rice and beans to residents across 21 local governments of Kogi State during the Yuletide season. Other items that were given to include welfare packs containing cash, gifts, clothes, and among others. A representative of the foundation, Kayode Durotiwon, told newsmen that the gesture was to fulfill the spirit of giving that Christmas portrays. According to him, the founder of the foundation, Barrister Babatunde Irukera, is a lover of people, hence the donation to cushion the effect of the economy on residents of the state. In his words, we are grateful to God that our foundation is able to support numerous families and spread love during this significant period. Our foundation has over the years built a culture of reaching out to the people, especially at times like this. The Aliko Dangote Foundation has commenced the implementation of its nutrition flagship program, tagged Aliko Dangote Foundation Integrated Nutrition Program in Kano State. According to ADF's Director of Health and Nutrition, Dr. Francis Aminu, the program is in line with plans to use the newly refurbished primary health care centers across 5 pilot LGAs as outpatient care and inpatient care component of the integrated management of acute malnutrition services for the program. Meanwhile, no fewer than 30 health workers have been trained in Kano. Aminu said the 5-day training program was held between 17th and 22nd of December 2021. The 5-day training enabled participants to go in-depth knowledge in line with training requirement as stated in the National Integrated Management of Acute Malnutrition Guidelines. He said the participants were drawn from the State Ministry of Health, and the 5 ADFIN-supported sites from Bebeji, Dala, Kura, Tudunwada, and Rimni Gado LGAs, comprising officers in charge of community health extension workers, nutrition focal persons, maternal and child health coordinators, and primary health care coordinators. A 14-year-old girl was rescued from 2 teenagers while they were allegedly attempting to use her for money ritual purpose in Bayelsa State. The 2 boys, said to be 16-year-old, were caught in the early hours at Sagbama Federated Community in Sagbama local government area of the state. It was gathered that the boys allegedly lured the girl with their prepared charm to an uncompleted building to carry out the operation, but luck ran out on them as they were caught by a passerby that suspected their ill movement. One of the boys is said to be the son of the traditional ruler of Amanana Owel community. 4 inmates have died at the Nigerian Correctional Center, Kusere area, Ile-Ife in Osun State during an attempted jailbreak. A top security officer who spoke on anonymity made the disclosure to journalists in Ile-Ife. The official said that some inmates had planned to escape during the morning sanitation and while attempting to flee the center injured a warder. He explained that the inmates were about to force their way out when security men repelled them, killing 4 of them in the process, while others who wanted to escape ran back. However, the police public relations officer Oshun's command incident but pleaded for more time to get the details. The Lagos State Police Command has uncovered an illegal security outfit where people are killed and buried in shallow graves in Ikorodu area of Lagos. Arrested were 3 suspected members of the illegal outfit: Israel Okon, 42, Joe Nwoke Charles, 35, and Ishola Kazim, 64. Recovered in the outfit were some human skeletons, 18 expended cartridges, 8 dummy wooden guns, charms, a banner with the inscription of the name of the outfit, Citizen for Peace and First Aid Mission of Nigeria, and the outfit's operational golf car with number plate USR 158HP. One of the human skulls was recovered from Kazim, who confessed to be a herbalist. The Commissioner of Police, Lagos State Police Command, Hakeem Odumosu, who was recently promoted to an Assistant Inspector General of Police during the end of the year briefing at the command headquarters Ikeja, said detectives attacked to Sagamu busted the camp based on credible intelligence report. Investigation revealed that the illegal outfit was recruiting and training young Nigerians who were kitted with uniforms and accoutrements similar to those of government agencies in Nigeria, while clamping down on the camp of the illegal outfit at Sagamu Road. A shallow grave was discovered where human skulls, including a skull of a victim who was allegedly arrested and tortured to death, were found. During investigation, some of suspects, including a native doctor who is allegedly using the parts of the victims for ritual purposes, were arrested. One of the suspects, Okun, told journalists that he was invited to work as a private guard in the outfit, only to discover more than what he bargained for. According to him, I was deployed to a hotel at Itaruwo on Shagamu Road to work as a guard, but I discovered later that they were involved in rituals. I witnessed the death of only one person. The person was a robber who went to rob at the hotel I was working. Owner of the hotel told our commander to take the robber to the police station, but he took him to our base, where the man died. My commander told me to dig a grave where the robber was buried. Thereafter, he detained me at the base because he didn't want me to expose him. 1 week later, our commander brought out the corpse and cut off its head. He took it to a herbalist. The 64-year-old herbalist, Kazim, admitted to have collected the skull. He said he intended to use it for concussion for the treatment of migraine and headache that had defied medical treatment. AIG Odumosu said the suspects would be charged to court. The Imo State Police Command killed one suspected member of the Eastern Security Network, ESN, an armed group of the indigenous people of Biafra, and many injured as they attempted to attack the palace of the chairman of the Imo State Traditional Rulers Council, Eze Emmanuel Okeke. The State Police Public Relations Officer, PPRO, Michael Abatum, disclosed this to newsmen in Owerri. The police said the incident, which happened at about 1 p.m. in the Amaifeke community in Olu local government area, saw other hoodlums who sustained gunshot injuries jump into the forest. On how the police got to know about the planned attack, he said, sequel to the recent attacks on the palace of some traditional rulers in the state by some unknown gunmen, the Commissioner of Police, Imo State Command, CP Rabi Hussaini, in order to curb this menace, deployed the command's tactical team to patrol every community in the state, while closely monitoring the palaces of traditional rulers. The hoodlums in their numbers besieged the palace of the traditional ruler armed with assorted weapons, but were subdued by the superior firepower of the command's tactical team, and in the process, one of the hoodlums was neutralized, while others fled into the bush with bullet injuries. On searching the body of the neutralized bandit, several charms were seen tied around his waist. Other items also recovered include one ID card, one locally made improvised explosive device, 5 bottles containing fuel, cash of 20,000 naira only, one pump action gun with 4 live cartridges. Meanwhile, the command's tactical team are combing the bush with a view to arresting the fleeing members of the gang and to recover more arms and other dangerous weapons. Former Chief of Naval Staff Vice Admiral Ishaya Iko Ibrahim is dead. A reliable source said that the 18th Chief of Naval Staff died on Tuesday in Abuja after a brief illness. Ishaya Iko Ibrahim was born on 19th of September 1952 in Jaba local government area of Kaduna State. He was flag officer commanding Naval Training Command and Naval Western Command before his appointment as Chief of Naval Staff in August 2008. He joined the Army as member of the 14th Regular Corps. Now, on our foreign news. Detained Tunisian ex-justice minister Noureddin Bihri of the Islamist-inspired Ennahda party, who is refusing food or medication after his transfer to hospital, is suspected of terrorism. The Interior Minister, Bihri, Deputy President of Ennahda, veiled by President Kais Saied as an enemy, was arrested by plainclothes officers Friday and his whereabouts were initially unknown. Ennahda had played a central role in Tunisian politics until a power grab by President Kais Saied last year. Tunisia was the only democracy to emerge from the Arab Spring revolts of a decade ago, but civil society groups and Saied's opponents have expressed fear of a slide back to authoritarianism a decade after the revolution that toppled longtime dictator Zine El Abidine Ben Ali. A member of a delegation that visited Bihri in hospital told AFP on Monday that he was refusing food or medication. But the source told AFP that Bihri, 63, is not in critical condition for the time being. He is lively and lucid, but being kept under close observation in private room of the hospital's cardiology ward. Two of the biggest U.S. phone firms have agreed a government request to delay the rollout of 5G services this week. The U.S. Transportation Secretary, Pete Buttigieg, and the Federal Aviation Administration, FAA, made a request over concerns about aviation safety. Plane makers have warned that C-band spectrum 5G wireless signals may interfere with sensitive aircraft electronics and could disrupt flights. AT&T and Verizon initially rejected the delay request before reversing. Chief executives had pushed back against a second delay request on Sunday, having already put plans on hold since late last year. They had also offered a mitigate service around U.S. airports for 6 months as a temporary safeguard along a similar approach adopted in France. The aviation industry and the FAA has raised concerns about potential interference of 5G with aircraft equipment like radio altitude meters. Last month, the bosses of the world's two biggest plane makers, Airbus and Boeing, made an appeal to Buttigieg in which they said 5G interference could adversely affect the ability of aircraft to safely operate. The phone companies both announced that they had accepted the proposed 2-week delay late on Monday. Grika and Igor Bogdanov became France's most famous twin, hosting a TV science and science fiction show in the 1980s on a spaceship set. They died of coronavirus within days of each other in hospital. Grika on 28th of December and his brother on Monday, age 72. Although their families did not specify the cause of their deaths, their lawyer, Edward de Lamerze, confirmed they had both contracted the virus. Jonah Malik is standing by for our sport update. Over to you, Jonah.
Welcome to Sports Update. President of the Nigerian Football Federation, NFF, Amaju Pinnick, has revealed that Napoli striker Victor Osimhen told him that he would not be able to give his best for the Super Eagles at the 2021 African Cup of Nations AFCON. Pinnick claimed that Osimhen told him that he would like other players to showcase their talent for Nigeria at the 2021 AFCON, adding that he wants to prepare himself for the World Cup qualifiers. Osimhen was among the 4 players who were replaced in the Super Eagles squad for the AFCON in Cameroon this January. The 23-year-old had sustained a nasty facial injury last November after colliding with Milan Skriniar in Napoli's 3-2 defeat to Inter Milan. The day he was going to do his scan, the second scan that would make him take off the face guard, that was the day he caught COVID. So there was no way he could do that, and that was the deadline. So he called me and said, President, listen, even if I try, even if I go to my club, President, I also told him I also wanted to come and see his president, and he said, President, listen, I would not be able to give my best. Let other players also showcase their talent. In the World Cup qualifiers, let me prepare myself. World number 1, Novak Djokovic, will defend his Australian Open title later this month after receiving a medical exemption from having a COVID-19 vaccination. All players and staff at the tournament must be vaccinated or have an exemption granted by an expert independent panel. Djokovic, a 9-time Australian Open winner, has not spoken publicly about his vaccination status. The tournament began in Melbourne on January 17th. Tennis Australia said Djokovic was granted an exemption after a rigorous review process involving 2 separate independent panel of medical experts. Djokovic has pulled out of the Serbia team for the ATP Cup in Sydney, which has raised doubt over his participation at Melbourne's Park. He has won the past 3 Australian Open and is in a 3-way tie on 20 major with Roger Federer, who misses the tournament through injury, and Rafael Nadal in the all-time list. And that's sports update. On Mlc TV, I am Malik Jonah.
Thanks for the update on sport. Let's go over to Matthias Ayodeji Peter on entertainment news.
On entertainment news today, Nigerian singer Fireboy DML debuted in the top 30 of the official UK Top 40 charts with a release of his smash hit single, Peru, featuring Ed Sheeran. The record became Nigeria's first song to record 1 million views on its video from Nigeria on YouTube. The record has now debuted at number 52 on the US Rhythmic Radio charts. This comes after a whirlwind 6 months for Fireboy, who has already released 2 albums in his career, Laughter, Tears and Goosebumps and Apollo. He is set to release his 3rd album later in 2022. While he has split his time between the US and Nigeria in recent times, he held his first show at Balmoral Federal Palace Hotel, Lagos on January 2nd, 2022. Still on entertainment news, on January 4th, 2022, Shazam released its Prediction 2022 playlist and highlights 5 artists that will make a splash in 2022. One of them is Nigeria singer and maven art, Ayra Starr. In their excerpts, Shazam wrote that Ayra Starr's rise this year was largely mounted on her breakout track, Bloody Samaritan, which had its first Shazam in Lagos. It was released as the lead single of the Nigerian singer-songwriter's debut album, 19 and Dangerous, but took on a life on its own as listeners were drawn in by an alluring violin melody that drops into contagious Afropop magic. An undeniable jam, Bloody Samaritan was the most Shazam song by a local female artist in Nigeria this year, an impressive accomplishment considering it came out only in July. Over the past 1 year, Starr has come from oblivion to release Ayra Starr EP 19 and Dangerous. Other artists on the list are Danny Lux, Lane Lapid, Sad Night Dynamite and Stacey. Based on Shazam unique predictive data and algorithms and selected by Apple Music Global Editorial Team, the 50-track selection features songs that show early indicators of future growth, early and consistent momentum in Shazam activity, as well as discovery in more than one country. The playlist is a remarkably global and diverse bunch, with emerging artists hailing from 25 countries and representing 17 genres, from Mandopop to regional Mexicano and hip-hop hybrids. And that is all our entertainment news today. My name is Matthias Ayodeji Peter, reporting for Mlc TV. Back to our caster for more stories.
Thank you, Matthias, for the update. And that is today's news package. Do join us tomorrow via the same platform For your event coverage, for news, sponsorship, and advert placement, call the numbers displayed on your screen or visit any of our social media handles to drop your comment for us. Like our Facebook page, MLC TV, Instagram, MLC TV 2021. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, Mlc TV. I am Fatima Yakub. Thanks for staying with us.